Excellent. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is my first EOcafe of 2025 because I missed the last one, unfortunately. So welcome, everybody. And I know it was the new year yesterday, but Happy New Year to everyone. So let's just recognize that. Normal rules apply. Anyone who doesn't know them, I'm surprised, but we have a few new names. So please, when you join, put your full name and organization. Keep your microphone muted unless I specifically ask you to unmute and join in the conversation. Please feel free to use your camera on and use the chat if you want to raise your hand. If you want to put a question, put it into the chat rather than raising your hand. It's a bit difficult to follow with raising hands, but I mean, if we see a hand raised, we'll try to take it. But best is to put the question into the chat, and then we know a little bit what's coming up. And if you are asked to join, then please just introduce yourselves at the start. So it's today we're going to talk about the uptake of EO and geospatial information within public authorities, drawing upon the HARMONIA project that is just finishing. It's a 4-year project, or it was a 4-year project, and it's just finishing right now. HARMONIA was working with a number of cities in Europe, 4 cities across Europe, about the use of EO by cities, and particularly related to the issue of climate change. And the main goal of HARMONIA was to develop a new platform through which cities could gather information. It was referred to as the Integrated Resilience Assessment Platform, and it had 3 particular tools: one regarding urban planning, one for multi-hazard mitigation measures, and the third linked to urban health and well-being. But we'll hear more about these as we go on. As I've said, there were 4 city authorities that were part of the project. It was Horizon 2020 project, of course. And we'll hear particularly about Sofia, because that's where our guest today is from. Christian Milenov is the Executive Director for the Agency for Sustainable Development and Euro Integration Eco Regions, which is quite a mouthful, Christian. But you can tell us more about that in a minute. But I think you're a non-profit organisation based in Sofia. Let's start as usual. I normally ask guests just to say a few words about themselves, just so that we know you better, know your own background. So let me invite you just to say a few words about your own background and situation. Christian, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank to Tanya and to all colleagues for organizing this EOcafe. I'm very happy with participating in HARMONIA project, and let's start not to lose time. My name is Christian Milenov, and I'm a very typical representative of Bulgaria as a point of access or meeting point between Europe and Asia. I have 2 documents for baptism, one from Orthodox Church, another from Catholic Church, because my mother was related with Catholic school, and my grandmother was a very patriotic Orthodox lady. So that's why I'm both Orthodox, both Catholic. I am urban planner, architect, but from long years I started not working in building planning and such kind of projects. Mostly my activity is related with territorial planning in urban planning, agricultural planning, and nature reserve planning, because I have understood that there are problems with management, and sustainable development is my topic. I'm one of the first introducing the solar architecture in Bulgaria. Then I'm not very happy with what was realized, but this is another question. Now, in '98, we have created this Agency for Sustainable Development and Euro Integration. And this is a very strange structure, because we are not financed by nobody. We are organization uniting high experts in all different fields, starting from architecture, going through finances, through legal practice, high technology, remote sensing, etc., etc. And our finances are coming mostly by successful participation in different projects. We have been working with financing from United States agencies, from European Union program 7, 6, etc., etc. And also we have been working with companies and organizations from Russia, I should say, from Kazakhstan, Ukraine, etc. So our main activity and main priority is to work with end users. We are not very happy to produce reports which are 300 pages, full of maps, full of nice pictures, and happily successful master degrees to the main participants. This is how to say, this is a period which we have lost long behind us. We are now trying to do something which is reliable and can be used, and we see a big difference, we miss the integration between the high scientific research and very high level applications, including artificial intellect, etc., and the need of end user. Very often end user is managed in one way, and also he has another capacity. He cannot understand what we are proposing, and he says, we don't need this.
So within the title of the agency, you've got sustainable development, and I think people generally will understand what that means. Euro integration, what's that part? What does that refer to? Is that looking at European projects, or?
Well, Euro integration is something we have been looking far ago, even from the times of Soviet Union, etc., the other difference in the world, because we try to apply the best European practice in Bulgaria and in the region, because the Balkan countries are, how to say, very close to each other. They can understand in each other very well. So Euro integration was a must for us. Best practice, good understanding. I will give you just one example. We have been working with Bayern, the South German Federated
Länder,
yes, for uniting the cadastre planning and the cadastre data with the property register, because at the beginning we had one parcel with several documents for this parcel, and this was a terrible disaster for the owners and for the government also. So we have been successful in this.
Okay, and are you linked to the ministry in Belgium, in Bulgaria? Sorry, you have direct links, or you say you don't have much funding?
Yes, even in Belgium, I was on a postgraduate course in the Free University of Brussels in '87. So I know.
Good.
Now for Bulgaria, we are NGO for public purposes, and we are not related to no one state administration, local administration, embassy, or anything, or international funding, etc. We are working with all of them. But we reached the level, and we still have this possibility to work directly with different ministries. As example, we have prepared the first project how to apply monitoring, land use and land cover monitoring in agriculture, especially for the common agricultural policy. This was a project for 1/3 of the Bulgaria territory, and this was financed by the Ministry of Agriculture and Forest. So we are at the beginning of this process in Bulgaria. Secondly, we have created, with the support of the state administration, a specific working group in the Council of Ministers, uniting all ministries, and which was led by a Deputy Prime Minister. And we have started to develop the so-called initiative for regional office for risk prevention, including natural risk and including also human-made risk. And we have been very successful as we made 2 conferences in 2010, 2011, financed by the European Commission. And on the 3rd conference, we had to start the application of this regional center. Even we have a document from the Council of Ministers that this center has to be done. And some bodies, some lobbies, some, I cannot tell you what exactly, but negative groups of people, they destroyed this. Now I see that this approach about risk prevention, preliminary prevention before the disaster, because after the disaster, you are paying 100 times more money. And you have lost a lot of lives, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of capacity. But everybody from the local administration and state administration are very happy with such emergency money because they do not reply to anybody. It's emergency money, so you spend and nobody is asking where, how, where are the documents, etc. Another story.
Yeah, that could be a rabbit hole to go down. I was going to ask you about the use of EO and satellite data, but I mean, you said that you were fairly early on involved with land cover mapping, which I presume was using satellite data. How much is the institute or the agency using satellite data?
Well, from the beginning, we started working. We even supported the establishment of Bulgarian Academy of Aerospace Academy, working in this field, but let's leave it. We are working from, let's say, 98, 99. We have started with the spy satellite from United States. It's Corona satellite in the 60s. And we have seen very good images of Sofia, 1 meter resolution, which provide us a lot of information about what happened between the 60s, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, etc., etc. And I can tell you freely that lots of people in the administration are not happy with what we are showing, because the satellite information is objective. You cannot hide anything. In data which you are collecting locally, you can make any changes you want. The data changes are in your hands. With satellite images, with satellite data, this is not possible.
Well, I think we looked at in the SEBS project, we looked at the sort of the barriers to the introduction of data into public bodies. I don't think we identified that one. But I understand it as a real issue. I mean, I think we talk about competencies and things like that later. So you're quite an early adopter of the use of EO data.
Yes, yes,
Did that reflect into government use as well, or were the barriers simply too high?
absolutely. I told you one example was that we started the monitoring the IAX and LPIS system, you know, land parcel identification system, which is a must in every country to apply the common agricultural policy. We are at the beginning of this. We are at the beginning of the flooding models on the big rivers in Bulgaria. And especially we are looking for on 2 rivers to make new plans, new simulation models, as many new data are existing, especially in the field of critical infrastructure and assets. And we are still the owners of the only one trans-border databases, common, harmonized, and absolutely unified trans-border databases between Bulgaria and Romania on about 72 square 2,000 square kilometers along the Danube River.
Yeah.
But nobody is using it. Okay, what can I do? I am telling you again that at the beginning, I thought that this is a problem on state level. And I said, okay, we'll go on the European level and you will see then how you will be pushed to do everything correctly. But this is not the case. Even on European level, we see problems. As we have problems with coordinate land cover. With the first application of coordinate land cover, we told them that they are making big mistakes. As example, they have found the people who are assessing data and interpreting satellite data have found rice fields around Sofia. Maybe in China you can find rice fields, or Vietnam, but around near Sofia there are no rice fields. So we have this problem. Satellite data are okay, but the interpretation methodology is wrong. Or the people who are doing this, they are very good. They are very professional, but they do not understand the specificity of the area. We are different country. Bulgaria is very different from Netherlands. Bulgaria is very different from Italy, from Sweden, from Germany, etc., etc.
Sure.
So every country must develop its own local capacity. Otherwise, there will be a lot of mistakes, a lot of disappointment for the end users.
So, I mean, Harmonia was a project that was started about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Which had the goal of improving the information available to the urban specialists, whether it's urban planners or health or those dealing with cities. And in Sofia, for instance, you just talked about flooding, but I think that was something that Harmonia included in the work. How is Harmonia? Tell us more about Harmonia. Most of the people here will not know anything about the project. Tell us, give us your perspective on Harmonia.
Harmonia was a very good project with a very good group of partners. We are very happy with them. A variety of partners. And this was a very successful story. We have no time. I will give you only some very simple examples. Because of Harmonia, now we are introducing in Sofia municipality the permanent monitoring of things, because till now we have incidentally assessing of data. So you can say, in 2015 we made a monitoring of green areas, okay, for 2015. And in 2016, no, we are waiting for the next budget. This will be in 2020. But you're losing 5 years. And with satellite image, you have 24 hours every day information, which you must not lose. And because of Harmonia, we are now insisting not on incidentally results, but on trends, tendencies.
Yeah.
You do not need to look on a figure or a data. You have to see the tendencies. How are you going to do this? And another point, very important. We have decided to link indicators or results from satellite imagery with local data to understand better the satellite imagery, and on other side, to link the results with the mandatory, legally applied elements of the town management, the urban management, the master planning. Otherwise, the city is not responsible for anything you provide as a result. They say, oh, okay, but this is nothing for us. And when you show to them that they have problems with their own legal indicators, they have to do something. Otherwise, the mayor has to be fired, or some director, or some other body. So it's very important to use legally applied mandatory management documents as a management plan for the city, management plan for infrastructure, etc. And this is one of the main, two main points as a result from Harmonia. And now I'm very happy to tell you that with the support of our partners, the Directorate Emergency Support and Prevention, they have agreed with the success of from Harmonia project, and now they're preparing documents. They're sending documents to the mayor. They're preparing a new program. They want to change their structure because they have understood that even in their structure they have missing capacity. They need to have at least 3 persons which have IT education. Otherwise, we cannot speak on the same language. Okay. We provide the information in their computers, and they could not understand it very well. Very nice people, but they have other purposes to do.
And it's an IT problem to deal with that?
Yes, yes. It is not very wise to make different directorates, each of which is very strictly, how to say, oriented toward a very specific area, and they don't talk each other. Everybody is saying, this is my point of interest. Nobody has to look on it. I don't want to look on your package in your box, but please don't look in mine. So you are missing the integration approach of management.
So these are channels,
yes,
vertical columns, vertical barriers.
So sometimes human have problems with persons.
Oh, most of those sorts of problems are people. So there are different departments within the Sofia administration that are interested. They've tested the platform that Harmonia produced.
Yeah, tested, but they tested as a, how to say, as a movie, because the platform is very good. The idea is very good behind this platform, but it has to be developed. They reach the point of their scientifically approach. Now we are missing, and this is also our mistake of the partners. We had to change a little bit the management of the project, because we need time that this platform is understood by the end users. You cannot go on a workshop in Sofia for 2 days and saying, we have now 1 hour that you be trained. But they cannot be trained. There are people from emergency sector, from
Yeah.
they don't understand what exactly you are telling to them. They need at least 2 months to understand what exactly is happening. And they have to tell you, I like this, but this I don't need. Here I have some missing points. Please introduce this priority, because they know better the situation. And this is missing a little bit. But now I see that our colleagues from Greece are very enthusiastic. They are working very hard. And even today there is a teleconference. I'm very happy with their result, with their platform. And there is one point which is very important from Harmonia. Sometimes we are making big mistake with presenting statistics. As example, in Sofia, they provide statistic that with the green area, everything is okay. We have about 25 or 30 square meter green area per person. Perfect. But this is not perfect, because the green areas are in these points which are not important for the citizens. We need more green area in the city center. We need more green passage from the mountain down to the city for the fresh air to come down. And this is blocked because of stupid building activity, which is easy money, easy spent, especially for building. And this is even illegal building, because it is done on a territory where you have no infrastructure, preliminary prepared infrastructure, but this is another question. So we need to show that indicators for all the city are okay, indicators for green area, indicators for air pollution, indicators for landslides. As example, Harmonia was very successful for Sofia. We changed our understanding of what are the problems with landslides. We have not much problem with landslides. We have much problem with land depression because of the support from INGV, the Italian Institute, which have provided us information with radar imagery.
Subsidence, yeah.
Yeah, subsidence, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, we talked earlier about the platform, and I think the difficulty in getting it recognized and adopted by sort of departments within the administration. Is that due to the platform not providing information in the right way, or relatively, how important is it? How much is the problem to do with the platform? How much is the problem to do with the people in the administration?
But I don't. I'm not critical to the platform, because without understanding and seeing the platform, we could not see exactly where are the weak points.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I'm telling it's a little bit a wrong approach at the end of the project. We had not to wait, let's say, the last 3 months of the project to show the platform and to understand it. Now I'm trying to find another possibility, another project to apply this platform and to see for 1 year how it's working and what has to be changed, because the platform is very good, a lot of capacity inside, but this capacity must not be developed by our colleagues from Athens. It must be realized as a follow-up from the experts in Sofia, because they need it, they understand it, they can tell you what they need exactly and how they will apply this platform in the emergency plans for reaction in any disaster, coming disaster. So the platform is very good. I think that every project related to Earth observation needs such a platform, but each local partner, each country must develop its own application, which is harmonized with the main platform, a little bit as a network.
Yeah. So you're talking about tuning it to local needs.
Yes,
in effect.
yes.
So
this is important, and this is not problem of the Harmonia project nor the colleagues from Greece. They are not guilty.
We'll hear from some of them in a moment.
Yeah.
I'll invite them to comment on the introduction in their cities as well.
We like the platform, but we want that it is very effective. It's okay, but we need efficiency.
I'd like to come back to the question regarding barriers to uptake and how to overcome those barriers, but we've got a few comments and questions in the chat. So let's bring Wolfhard into the discussion, who put the first question in. Wolfhard, do you want to develop your question?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
did unmute myself. Okay. Well, actually, I would like to start with a second question, and that basically is if you're trying to apply a platform like this, how can you be sure that the city government or city management will actually not only use the platform as an information tool, but actually use this information or these insights that they get to actively shape a new type of urban planning and urban development? Because from my personal practice and experience, and I've been involved in a couple urban climate projects where we were trying to consult urban planning departments and urban councils. It is usually the big problem is for these institutions to balance the interests from private sector, also from political institutions, against the needs to create a more resilient and more environmentally safe climate environment. Because most of the information that we provided were only used as information, then very often discarded. As you said, cities just put large buildings in front of exits from valleys that should provide fresh air. These things happen all the time. So and because they don't know how to balance these interests against this information, it is often just simply discarded. So these platforms, sorry about my monologue here, these platforms, I see a risk for these to be only used as an information source, and maybe to present it to the public, but then nothing happens. So how do you ensure that these are really used as a tool to improve the situation?
Do you want me?
Christian, yeah, I think I read an example around around flooding that you'd use the data from the platform in order to change certain planning decisions, which I think is where we're headed. Was that a good example? Did that get integrated into the city decision making?
Yes, I like the question of Wolfgang because I am fighting all my life with local and state administration. We have both, they are closing to me the door, but I am going through the window or through the chimney. It doesn't matter. This is permanent fight. And really it's a very difficult, but I will give you the IRAP, this system which was created. One of the very good points is that the system is very used to show problems. When you see the image of risk prevention, as a normal citizen, you say, oh, this is a disaster. And you have the support from local citizens, which will go to the mayor saying, look on what they are showing to us. So this platform, this possibility to show something in a very simple way, even if it is not very correct, but just to make the problem, to have the awareness of people about the problem is very important. And really, we have illegal building, illegal planning. We have bad management in different cases, especially in this green links to the mountain, or for the flooding, because okay, they spent 10 millions from the World Bank and another 10 millions from the European funds to make simulation plans, simulation models for the rivers, the big rivers in Bulgaria. But these simulation models are maps just existing in some register, and you can look on them as some nice pictures. They are not applying in a effective way. They are just, we have done this job. And please understand, if Harmonia was such a traditional European project, we could prepare our reports. I should say, okay, goodbye, very nice. There should be not such a EOcafe. But I like the results of this project. And I see a possibility that I push the administration. I saw that the end users, which are officers from emergency sector, they like it also. They don't understand everything, but they like the result. They see that there is a capacity. So together with them, we will push the Sofia municipality administration to change the program, to change the financing, to change different elements in management of the city. And hopefully we will be successful. If not, okay, next time.
Well, we certainly hope you're successful this time. Maybe it'd be interesting to hear from other partners to the project and the situation that they faced in their cities. We've got representatives from Geosystems Hellas and from Polymy, I think, in the audience. So if it can maybe
sorry, may I just one sentence? Because of flooding, I should say that we are waiting from the European Commission to be a little bit, even not little, much more active in providing directives and regulations which are not very difficult to be understood and very efficient to be applied. As example, the directive on flooding still is from 2007 and regulating in a very old manner all the problems of flooding. Flash flooding is not existing inside. And flash flooding is the big problem of today, not the normal floodings, not the traditional climate floodings, seasonal floodings. Flash flooding are the problems. Nobody is working on this sector.
We see many examples of that, unfortunately. Somebody from Geosystems Hellas talk about the introduction in, I think they were working with Piraeus in Greece.
Oh, we cannot hear you, Eftimios. Sorry, hello. I let myself to jump in because I noticed that we cannot hear you. Hello, everyone.
You've got the same problem I had the other day. Try.
I think he's reconnecting, maybe.
Yeah.
Now?
We hear you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hi, I'm Eftimios from Geosystems Hellas. I work for the development of the platform, so I can speak from the development point of view.
Okay.
And we are also responsible as a technical partner for Piraeus municipality. So the Harmonia project is a very good European approach of how the climate change can affect in different ways the urban environments. And this, what we tried to make is a visualization tool and a demonstration platform that can stress these outcomes to mainly to the municipality and also inform the policymakers and the citizens about the risk in the local level, in a building block level. So for addressing also the question for the data and how we collect this data from which sources, the scope of the Harmonia, the idea of Harmonia was to collect satellite remote sensing data, like data from Sentinel-1, Sentinel-2, and Sentinel-5 for atmospheric quality, and also from in situ sensors for some trainings for prediction models, let's say for health hazard, and also to make to collect a large data lake for from urban context data. So we have a big variety of Earth observation and local scale data like road network. We have the beverage layers for each city. The air quality indexes also have flood layers for floods for the case of Milan, collected from authorized source by FMI. So we tried to combine all these layers to provide to calculate the hazard. So some two partners of the Harmonia, the KTH and the resilience guard tried to develop the hazard and this to translate it into the risk. So
What do you understand that Piraeus took away from the project? What did have they taken on board the platform for use, or are they noted and said this is very interesting and we would like to know more in the future? Whereabouts do they stand on the sort of path of adoption?
Yeah, a difficult point is to engage the end users. So we make a lot of workshops with them, but we need a lot of work beyond the lifespan of the project in order to engage more. The first opinions was very good. All the municipalities want to integrate this platform and make it operated for their own aims, purposes, but is only the beginning, I think. We try to engage Piraeus further the end of the project and also have some conversations with Milan that is interested for this platform. I have to say that the platform has a TRL of 6, so is an R&D initiative. So we have to make it more commercial and more proper operation. So we need a lot of work.
Piraeus looking then to adopt? Are they coming to you and saying, yeah, we want to use these features, we want to have this information?
Or this could be an interactive process between the municipalities, the users of the platform, collecting their feedbacks and adjusting the platform. We started this procedure 3 months before the end of the project because that was the time that the platform was stable and operational, but now have to work together in order to improve the functionalities and the robustness of the platform.
And you have the means to do that following the end of the project?
Sorry?
You are actively pursuing that even though the project has finished?
Yes. As a company that we want to exploit this platform for the next years, we will pay a lot of effort in order to improve these functionalities.
Okay. So maybe we could just hear from Milan and the sort of situation there, how well the platform has been received, what its state of adoption is, what really Milan learnt from it. Maria, I think Maria Stella, you're the representative from Milan, is that right?
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hi, yeah, happy to be here. I'm from Politecnico di Milano, actually, not from the municipality.
Yeah.
But we have been in the project as a project coordinator and also as technical partners of Comune di Milano. So yeah, I can tell something maybe about this. Yeah, as also Eftimios was saying, we worked throughout all the projects in contact with municipalities, but also I have to acknowledge the limitation that Christian said, that we were really able to share the platform with the cities only at the end and probably for a too short period of time. For Milano, the situation is a bit different because the city is already active in monitoring urban risks and in dealing with this topic since many years. So, and is also very, very active in European projects. So we had another kind of problem, which is overlapping and lack of internal dialogue, internal coordination between different departments, because it's really structured at the municipality. So each risk is tackled by a different department, and there is a lack of integration. So we had, in a way, this problem of overlapping, but at the same time, I think, and the people in the municipality recognize that the Harmonia platform can be a good tool because of the integration of different risks, because it provides a holistic vision. So instead of having the department dealing only with flash flooding, the department dealing only with urbanity island, the department dealing only with another kind of risk, the platform keeps everything together and probably is a helpful tool also for the municipality itself to establish transversal dialogue and transversal for this, basically. So
I mean, that's certainly a feature we've seen in a number of the cases where we've looked at, where the fact that you've got a sort of synoptic view, and as Christian said at the beginning, it's sort of a neutral view. It's not affected, or it's not partial. It's not depending whether people report on or not. It's objective information. That it provides a tool for bringing departments together. Christian, you talked about recruitment and IT resources. Would this be a group independent of any of the the health department or the urban planning department or the resilience or risk hazard management department? Would this be something separate, or would it be one of those departments? I'm thinking in terms of breaking down barriers and hastening the introduction. Any anything about that?
Yes, our point of view, together with the Directorate Emergency Support and Prevention, is that they need 3 IT specialists in their directorate, under their control, because we have a lot of data, collected a lot of data, especially for Harmonia project. And all this data we put in their computers. They don't know what to do with them. Okay, we have tried to install the Quantum GIS open source system, etc. Okay, they started to work, but they need maybe some 2 or 3 months to be much more friendly with this system, and they have not the time because they have other work to do. And that's why they need these 3 persons to be in their directorate. But these 3 new specialists, they have to work closely with all other directorates. This is something which the lady from Milano, just for the moment I have forgotten the name, told very correctly. All the directorates in the municipality has to work together. They have not to be closed as some kind of castle from the Middle Ages. And this is the problem in many municipalities in Bulgaria, even in many ministries. The Ministry of Agriculture has one type of data. They are not correlated with the data from the Ministry of Regional Development. They are different from the data from Ministry of Environment. And we have seen different, lot of problems. I, as an urban planner, in the frame of the Agency for Sustainable Development, we have developed about 4 master plans for municipalities in Bulgaria. I can tell you, open to everybody, no one municipality knows exactly what territory the municipality is occupying. The difference from different data sources is about 5 to 10 square kilometers, not hectares, kilometers. some municipalities, they don't know their administrative borders. But as I told our colleagues, even from European sources, we see a lot of mistakes. In Urban Atlas, the administrative borders of Sofia are totally wrong. And I'm very disappointed with this, but anyway. So this I can reply because we are speaking about EOcafe. It is very important to understand that Earth observation is objective, it's consistent, cross-cutting, and can be delivered in nearly real time. And when on the next stage you integrate it with local in situ data, all management can be sustainable, and you will have no problems anymore.
That would be good.
Yeah.
What lessons can we take from this? What do we need to do?
Only one lesson more. Each administration has to develop local capacity.
Yeah.
I support European platforms, regional platforms, but each country, each municipality has to develop its own capacity, because sometimes data are very specific and they cannot be understood by other people.
Yeah, yeah. We're coming to the end. If anyone's got any further questions they want to pose, then time is running out. I guess the sort of basic fundamental we've turned around it in different ways is what can we do to encourage public institutions to adopt and use the platforms. I think there are various networks of cities. I guess there are networks of city planners. What in your view, Christian, would be the right mechanism to try to encourage and show the benefits that can be taken from the adoption of such sources of data, intelligence, information?
I think that this is one of the best way of developing European integration and common management of the European sectors on on a global, on regional, national, and local level. And that's why I like very much organization as EARSC and some others, including networks of city planners, network of city administrators, network of city emergency directorates or groups. But you also, groups as your group are very important because you're very close to the users. And on the other side, you're looking for the global aspect for all European interest. And you're not giving possibility of one municipality or one country to be, let's say, to look only on its own specific private interest. We need for on a global, such global approach. And our capacity is much different from other global partners as United States, as Russia, China, India, but we are not using this capacity of integration. The specific way of European integration is unique, and we are not using it. We must start to apply the standard in the banking sector, the 3E: economy, efficiency, efficacy. That's all. And to work together.
Well, I certainly believe that networks of users or user representatives from quite different backgrounds provide a strong key to this. It's not about networks of Earth observation suppliers, because we can manage that. But the message needs to come from peers, urban planners in different countries, in different cities,
Okay.
emergency managers, those responsible for managing emergency situations. Health is the other example here, so a network of health experts. So I'm very much in favor of that. Often European legislation is a factor. I think there, it's a question: should it be at European level? Should it be at national level? But certainly some sort of harmonization and best practices can certainly help. Wolfhard, you've popped another question into the chat. Talking about integration with other initiatives.
Well, I mean, Jeff, thank you. You almost answered my question already. We really, I just concur with you. What we need, I mean, is more kind of harmonizing best practices across the urban governments. If you look at city governments, even within one country, even within one province of a country, the regulatory framework on how to conduct urban planning and how to include environmental norms, disaster preparedness, completely differs from one city to another, even across the city. And yeah, this came up in the discussion already. Chris, you just said even across different departments within the city government, there's no real interaction. And I think the key really is to have a best practice approach, as you said, Jeff, that is harmonized. There's exchange and then slowly harmonized as a process across Europe, because the cities themselves may be in different regions. Yes, they act under different climate conditions, under different hydrological conditions, looking at flash floods. But in general, the process of adapting to this can be harmonized, is basically all the same. We are looking at cities and socioeconomic environments that we also need to take care of, even economies that we need to take care of. So I think, harmonization and integration, that would be my question. How can we see the HARMONIA platform become a role model at the European level, or to become a template from which we can develop the next stage and spread this across Europe and extend it? So that would be my question.
Yeah, no, I think that would be excellent. Can I just before we close, can I give the floor to anyone else if there's any comments from the HARMONIA project? I don't know if Veronica, you want to say anything, or others from representing the project, if you have things to add.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Indeed, I was actually typing in the chat some things that I wanted to share. As it's the end of our 4-year journey, but it's actually the project, as Christian said as well. It's just the beginning of the discussion, our work with such communities as the urban communities and urban planners. I think also for community here, because I see many of our members in the private sector, I think what is relevant to share is that these lessons learned from the cities can be really shared and can be reused by many service providers. So in the chat, I will be sharing links to our video summarizing the project, but also video dedicated to the Sofia municipality, which was produced there with really their story. So you can also learn a little bit more there. And also on our website, we have additional content summarizing the stories of the cities, not only Sofia, but then all other ones. So I think we can, other service providers can also benefit from that beyond the HARMONIA project.
Yes, excellent. And it sounds like it's a good place to build from, and to take it forward and try to satisfy and address some of these issues that we've discussed today, which are very real. I can point to the SEBS analysis as well. Christian, thank you very much. Do you want to say a last word before we close? We've got to 5 o'clock, so we'll draw to a close.
Yeah. This remembers me Winnie Pooh. There was a very nice logo inside. Brain first, then hard work. So let's start. Thank you so much for organizing this cafe.
It's a
was
pleasure.
a pleasure.
Thank you very much for joining us. I do want to carry on the discussion sort of outside of the EOcafe, but that's another matter. So we'll be in touch. Thanks everyone for coming along. I think this is a real issue, and for those of you who were at Expandio last summer, we had a particular session looking at the uptake in regional authorities rather than city authorities, but the story is much the same, and the factors which influence the uptake. We identified 8 or 10 different factors, and they're not the same from one authority to another, but they all exist. And as we've just said, I think the key is to try to establish these networks of experts. So good luck. Very much appreciate what you've done on Harmonia, and hopefully you can take that forward and build further. Next EOcafe on the 13th of February. We don't have a title. We do have a subject, and we do have a guest, but obviously we're keeping it quiet for now. So look forward to seeing you all again on the 13th, and at that point, let's close off the recording. No, that was this one. Okay, thank you very much, and
Thank you. Goodbye.
have a good day.